everyone. Welcome to the Ear Hustling Podcast, Season 3, Episode 24. We're going to be talking about current events and the upcoming holidays. I am Soleil, as you know. Prince, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. As you can see, since it's the three of us, we're having another episode where I'm in charge, I'm in control, I'm running things around here. So that's how you know it's gonna go smooth. It's gonna be a real smooth day.
Yeah, I gotta acknowledge James and PP are
PP.
off today for various
Well, PP's not
reasons.
feeling well.
Yeah, he's not feeling well, and James wasn't feeling well sending that picture to us where he was on the throne. Um,
I,
Not
I thought
appropriate.
I thought we were just going to keep that between us.
No, the fans need to hear about it. They need to know. Eric, what's up? How's your week?
Week was actually week was pretty cool. Had a chance to visit my hometown last week of East Chicago, see some relatives. Hit a couple of the local casinos over there, get some good old fashioned down home Southern style food from my great aunt. It was wonderful.
And you're here, so that means you survived. That's good.
I was about to
Well,
say, I'm just glad to hear you made it to Chicago and back
Yeah.
alive.
you know what? Look, Detroit, Chicago, tomato. You know what? Keep your head on a swivel in both spots. You'll be fine. Know where to go, know where not to go.
All right, all right. So we're gonna kick it over to Prince to start off our conversation about current events.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Prince.
Cool. Appreciate it. Well, we got a lot of different current events for you guys today, but wanted to start off with some sports. So two things that stand out to me that are happening right now is, first of all, what's with this Chiefs blood magic that they got? I don't know what satanic ritual Patrick Mahomes is drawing up to
The
where they're
refs,
pulling out these wins, but
the
nine and
refs.
0, and it's the way that they're winning on a blocked field goal. Like, it's insane. Like, it's crazy. I believe in the Chiefs. It's no way they're sacrificing Swifties.
Uh-oh.
They must be.
So, would you like to go first?
How are you a Chiefs fan?
Look,
Yeah. How are you a
this.
Chiefs fan first?
Oh, I'll answer that because this goes back to the spitballing that I did last week, and where just because you're born somewhere doesn't mean you have to be coattail to that organization. I like winners. Chiefs are winners.
All right. So, do you really think
That
when they
that's
play
that's
Buffalo,
lame. You know,
I think too.
Look,
No, go,
what was that?
no, go ahead, Soleil. I interrupted you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, you know, what they're doing, like they're getting, last week was cool that they got the block punt,
mhm.
but the other games they played this year, they've gotten very lucky. So they don't want to see Detroit this year. They lost to them last year. They don't want to see us again this year. Yeah, that's
No,
lame, James. Like
like
just pick a
really,
tape, write it out. You'll appreciate it more. Do you have
Not
Kansas
anyone.
City gear, like a jersey or anything? Say you're not a fan.
It's not anyone. It's not anyone. It's not anyone. And I can just appreciate greatness with Patrick Mahomes. That's all. I'm not a super fan or anything like that. It's more so I just want Patrick to see Patrick Mahomes get that greatest of all time, get that
Okay.
victory over Tom
So
Brady. So
if they play Detroit in the Super Bowl, who are you going to ride with?
Kansas City, 100%.
Ooh.
get this guy
Yeah,
off.
it'll
Get
be.
this guy off the show. Get him off the damn
But
show.
so outside of that, don't. So you see with Kansas City, don't need to stick on them too long. The other one that stands out to me is, okay. Wait, I have to answer
Yeah,
this real quick
I want
because
to.
I'm getting called
Yeah.
out. I'm getting called out. So name five. So Patrick Mahomes,
Mm-hmm,
okay, Chris Jones,
mm-hmm.
Isaiah Pachua.
Can't even say his name right. Pacheco.
Pacheco.
And you're looking it up. You're looking it up.
I'm looking at you, Travis Kelce, and the fifth and most important member of the team, Taylor Swift. So that's 5. I got you.
Whatever.
Oh my God.
All right, moving on from that though. Also,
Eric.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Okay, so first of all, the Kansas City Chiefs, they kind of remind me of if this was college football, they would be Notre Dame back in the 80s or Alabama back in the early 2000s. Anything, I guess, that could happen, should happen. Did you happen to see the way that they lined up for that blocked field goal? Did you happen to see like the overload over there on that side where it almost seems like the guy who was supposed to block the guy who blocked the kick seems like he just whiffed him? I'm almost starting to think that the NFL is staged.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. W script, right? W script.
Yeah, exactly. And I was really surprised a couple of years ago that Brady beat Kansas City, because if Brady hadn't beat them 3 years ago, they would have been going for a 4-peat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but then Kansas City. You think that Patrick Mahomes is really going to be the greatest of all time?
He's got the time. He's as much winning as he's already done. He's got a lot of career still ahead of him, so I think he can.
Let me ask you this. So does he need to win 7 or 8 actually?
No.
That's Brady. Okay, so let's switch real quick, and this could be a segue into your next current event. Jordan or LeBron? Who's the GOAT?
Jordan. It's Jordan.
Okay.
James did teach you something.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say LeBron, and he has fewer championships.
I'm not just some. Okay. I don't just root for the present players. No, it's Jordan.
Okay.
All right. Let me ask you. Let me ask you this on that question: what makes LeBron?
Like you said, as far as a transition.
Oh, Eric has something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to take these ear buds out in a minute and go to my regular headphones because
Can you repeat that? I don't know if you went out or I did.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to get ready to put my headphones in. But what makes Michael Jordan better than LeBron?
I'll
let Prince go first, or you want me to go first?
So for me, I'm a.
Yep, go ahead, guys. I'm just switching out my headphones.
All right.
Go ahead.
I can't hear you, Prince.
No worries. I think I might have a little delay. You can go ahead, Soleil.
All right. So for me, the GOAT is Magic. But since the question was Michael or LeBron, 6-0. Okay, so everybody's going to discount that. He won a national championship in college. He's 2-0 in the Olympics. LeBron has a bronze medal in the Olympics. So he's a loser. Let's see. What else? MVP, more MVPs, defensive player of the year. His aura and legend, like you can't stage what he's done, like the shot against Utah, the shot against Cleveland, against Craig Elo and them, the flu game, like all these moments that we grew up with. Like LeBron doesn't have any of those. He has the block against Golden State, yes, but like Jordan has so many other moments that just resonate with everybody that LeBron could never get to. So I just think as a player, he was better. I don't care about the statistics. Some of that is longevity. Jordan had 10 scoring titles? Like nobody else has, I think, more than, was it 7 or 4? I think it's 4. I think Wilt had 4. So yeah, Jordan by far. But if we had another conversation, if we have another conversation, I do think Magic is the best player of all time. He transcended the game as a 6'9" point guard. He could dominate the game, scoring 8 points and still beat you by 20. So, but that's a topic for another day. And Eric is gone.
That's fair.
Right.
I won't echo all of your points because I pretty much agree with you as far as why Jordan over LeBron. But I'll just say the last thing I'll add to that is just the eye test. For me, you don't need these fancy fact sheets. You don't need the rings. You can watch the game of both.
Uh-oh. Everybody's dropping off. Am I still here? Do I exist? All right.
Do you
There we
see me?
go.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're back.
yeah, that technical difficulty. I'm sorry about that, guys. But like I said, it's the eye test for me. LeBron doesn't have that killer instinct that you see in Jordan, and that's why I put him first. Not to echo everything else you said. So
Eric,
that's the case for me.
You missed all of my points.
No, I actually was watching you on
Okay.
Facebook Live, so I didn't miss them.
Okay.
And then the last thing I'll say before, like I said, moving on, because we stayed on this way too long, but moving on is that my dad wanted to know between Jordan or Carmelo. Obviously, Carmelo, greatest player of all time. So anyways, we're going to transition into another sporting news is the Cavs in basketball related. The Cavs are off to a 12-0 start, which I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you're big basketball fans. I'm a pretty big basketball fan. I didn't see this coming personally. They've got a great squad, especially starting five, but I didn't see 12-0 coming. Do you guys think they can maintain this hot start? Are they going to? And the thing that really matters, are they going to perform in the playoffs?
Nope.
Start with you, Eric. That was easy.
As long as Donovan Mitchell doesn't get hurt, yeah. Donovan Mitchell is the catalyst. Donovan Mitchell got that dog in him. So as long as he doesn't get hurt, I think the sky's the limit for the Cavs. I just, again, off to a great start, I just don't know if they can beat Boston. No, that's my only concern.
That Boston is, that's a squad right there.
Yeah.
Except for Jason Tatum.
Boston's the champs. Yeah, what's up with Tatum?
He's not a clutch gene in his body. You can, if we are doing a fact man, you can just see that his numbers drop tremendously when it comes time for the playoffs. So and he's supposedly the best player. So,
well, he doesn't need to be. As proven last year, Jaylen Brown took over in the finals, so he doesn't have to be the number one. He's not in any GOAT conversation, so who cares? As long as he gets 20-8, Jaylen gets his 25-8, and they win the championship.
That's true. Let's hope, or if you're a Celtics fan, I guess you'd hope that they face 4 injured teams again. And then maybe they'll win again.
I mean, they've got a good team. I mean, they're not even playing Porzingis right now. And I think Boston's lost 2 games, maybe 3. Okay, they've lost 3 games, and they're not at 100%, and they're still balling.
Yeah. I mean, they got a squad, and they're ran well. The organization is ran well too, so they got that going for them. But I'm hoping for a bounce back here from the Warriors.
Yeah, did y'all see that game last night with Clay returning?
Yes.
Yeah, you see Clay doing a little shimmy,
and paid for it.
Well, you don't do that in Steph's house.
Do you think that there was bad blood between Clay and anybody in the organization as far as the reason why he left? Because of course, everybody's saying it was money, but do you think there was some sort of animosity or ill feelings? Princeton, we'll start with you.
Animosity, or I mean, maybe I don't think to any of the players. Maybe to the front office, he could feel like I gave you guys, or I really hoped with 3 of the chips, but hoped with 4 in total. And y'all don't want to pay me what I feel I'm due. I personally don't. I think they made the right decision, but I could see why you'd be upset.
Yeah, same. It probably directed towards the front office. He should have got a lifetime achievement contract like some players get, and he didn't get it. So he moved on. But actually, I think that what they offered him on a per year basis is more than what he was going to make in Dallas. I think Dallas just gave him an extra year. So,
I mean, you'll take less from the people that didn't screw you over than you will from the people that did. I think that's also that situation.
that's true.
That is true. You know, looking at the NBA standings, like I said, the Warriors are looking pretty good out west. The Warriors have only lost 2 games. Now, I think that the Mavericks are underperforming. They're below 500.
Mm.
With that
They'll,
team, with Kyrie, Luca, and Clay, I think that they should have been a little better than what they are. I'm surprised that the Warriors are 9-2, to be honest with you.
they'll get it together. Dallas will
They'll
get it
turn it
together.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be in
Agreed.
the mix. I think they're not going to win a championship or anything. I'm surprised by Golden State, their hot start. And how about those Detroit Pistons? What
Oh
are we?
yeah,
4-6, 4-5,
5-7, 5-7.
5-7. All right,
Hell,
championship.
hell, that's celebration. What did we lose? Like 20 games in a row last year at one point, or was
It
it
I
less
was
was
than
about
it
to
that?
say,
was
is that
it was
more wins than
30.
last year?
It was like 30 or 31 in a row we lost last year.
Yeah, we were getting smashed.
We didn't win our fourth game until like I don't know, February.
It was
So
poorly coached last year, in my opinion. Though they were a
mm,
lot of
Monty Williams.
head
Monty
scratching
Williams.
decisions.
Monty
Okay, you can
Williams
have a
didn't
name
want.
and not be coaching the team right.
Yeah, Monty Williams was like, "Thanks for the money." Now he's sitting at home collecting fat contracts, not from one but 2 teams.
yeah,
That's good business.
good, good business.
But moving on, so Soleil, you wanted to talk about some MMA we got coming up.
Yeah, I'm not as big into MMA like I used to be, but this weekend I may have to check it out. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic or something like that. Heavyweight fight. John Jones, considered the greatest heavyweight of all, or greatest MMA fighter overall. He spent most of his career in light heavyweight. Stipe is considered the greatest heavyweight in UFC history. Yeah, it's must see TV. I might have to go to B Dubs and check that fight out. What y'all think about that?
Now this weekend, is it Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. There's a lot of college football going on Saturday. That might be a tough one. Not sure. Like I said, MMA is cool. I'm not up on it as much as I used to be, but you know, we do know about John Jones. Princeton's had some pretty interesting things to say about it, but I can't disagree with them on why it's like, eh. But yeah, this right here is supposed to be the money fight. You guys know what I'm more interested in. Saturday, it's going to be an action-packed sports week, but Friday over in AT&T Stadium, I'm looking forward to that event.
What?
It's Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Oh, I didn't know it was there. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Cowboy fans got to have something to root for, right?
Calling that a fight is real generous.
It's an exhibition.
No, they've removed the exhibition label. That's going to be a sanctioned fight.
I mean, they're all sanctioned. Doesn't mean that it's going to be
it's
a real fight.
It's going to count on their records.
Yeah, I heard it'll count on their records, but this is a soap opera. This is what do you old folks call it? This is stories. This is your stories. It's just a ploy to get money. That's all this is. This is one big money grab. This isn't about to be some real fight or anything.
So this is WWE. This is WWE then.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Exactly. This is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be oxygen in between them. So,
or it could be cannabis.
don't knock the oxygen. Need the oxygen sometimes.
No, we're not. But Mike Tyson is a killer, though, man. I mean, in the ring, did you guys see the physical shape Mike Tyson's in?
I've seen the videos. I've seen him.
I'm seeing him punching the bag.
Yeah, go and click and punch it up, and he's talking all the right stuff.
Do you see how jacked up he is? Though this guy's 58 years old.
Hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't get in the ring with him personally.
He's younger than you, Eric.
No. Tyson's
Yeah, he
older than
is.
me by about 5 years. Tyson's
You thought about it.
58.
Yeah,
I
he
did
had
have
to
to
think
think
about
about
it.
it. I did have to think about it like, damn, is he? But no, Tyson is in phenomenal shape. You know what? What if Tyson forgets if it is scripted? What if Tyson forgets that it's scripted and he winds up biting his ear off?
When was the last
What?
time he? When was the last time he fought like a real fight? Tyson.
He fought Roy Jones Jr. I need to go look it up. I want to say it was maybe about 8 years ago.
He had a fight 8 years ago?
Yeah. Let me go give you the exact date.
News to me. So who do you guys have winning? Soleil, while Eric's looking that up, who do you think's gonna win?
If it's a real fight, Tyson. He should get him within the first 3 rounds. He should be able to knock him out, hit him in his kidney or something, and he'll quit. But they're gonna it's scripted, I'm sure. They're gonna drag it on for a little bit so people could get their money's worth.
Hey guys, that was November 28th, 2020. So it was 4 years ago.
Did he win?
Won?
Let me see. It was
it
an exhibition. It ended in a draw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's your results to Friday. There's the script. Yeah. Oh, hope you know what's about to happen. So who do you say is gonna win, Eric?
You know what? Jake Paul is the favorite. I looked at the Vegas booking odds, and Jake Paul is favored to win. So I think I'll throw a hot 20 on Tyson.
Could be a good bet. So I could see Soleil putting the money down.
I'm looking.
Soleil is putting the money down as we speak.
I'm looking. I gotta see what those odds are. Where is it? Fox?
Okay.
But let's just suppose, for the sake of supposing, that it is a real fight, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, Jake Paul has had, I think, maybe like 10 or 11 professional fights, and I think he's only lost one. And Mike Tyson has won like 50 or 51 fights or something like that. So youth, obviously, and athleticism, we'd have to go to Jake Paul, because regardless of what you want to say about Jake and his brother Logan, they're phenomenal athletes. They are like a duck to water when it comes to excelling in different types of sports, whether it's WWE, MMA, boxing, whatever. If this was like a legit fight, who do you think would win?
So I think legitimately that Jake, if this turns out to be a fight, Jake will win, just because, not that I think he's a better fighter than Tyson, but at the end of the day, Father Time is undefeated. And I think if, this goes, Soleil was talking about how it'll be over in 3 rounds. Well, if it isn't over in 3 rounds, then that you can't cover up age, and you're just going to be more tired than somebody who's younger. Like, there's only so much shape you can be in once you get to Eric's age. So I just see how, that's why I think Jake will pull it out.
Well, I think maybe me and you should test that theory. You want to get in the ring?
I'll run circles around you, but I'm a pacifist, so I can't.
Oh, I'm about to say you're gonna run circles around me. You can keep running. I'm just gonna stand there and watch you.
Is it only 3 rounds?
Oh wow, is it?
Because I mean,
I think it's like 8 rounds.
If it's, I was about to say it'd be weird to be a sanctioned event and only three rounds.
Yeah, I think it's scheduled to be like an 8-round fight, because I think championship matches are like 10 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, and non-title bouts are like 8. So I mean, we'll see.
2-minute rounds. Well, I just added another. I just made a bet on that fight, so I'll reveal my pick and Soleil's sexy picks later.
Okay, that'll be a good one. So, all right, so moving on, that we got the sports current events out the way. I've actually wrote down here, I've got about 5 of them. Don't have to go through them all, but I've got some wacky current events, some stuff that you're not going to see these in the news. You're not just going to turn on your phone and see these. So get your guys' thoughts on these events going on right now. I'm going to start off with this one, make it quick because it's kind of election-based, kind of not. But in New York, on the 6th and 7th Street passageway on the subway, They also did this in 2016. They're calling it subway therapy. They lined the station with sticky notes and they put on there, it was just people's way of having therapy from the election results, one, and the season of the Knicks so far, is what they said. So it's just something they're doing for therapy. They write their thoughts down, and it's like it's filled to the brim all through the subway. And funny enough, the only other time they did this was in 2016 when Trump won then. So it's pretty neat. You guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've done that stuff before. There's people on TikTok who go live and just say, "Hey, post whatever you want," and I've done it. This year, maybe last month even, just post something random. Nobody knows me, but just it's an outlet to just say what's on your mind, what's on your heart, and I think that's therapeutic and good.
I just think I'm just glad that the whole damn election is over. I know
Yeah.
the whole coincidence thing. I love politics. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of need a little bit of a withdrawal from anything that's election related.
Are you
But I
still
just
getting phone calls and text messages like me?
no, but there's a
Still?
lot of no, but there's a lot. But
Still
yeah. There's like emails and stuff like that about
emails.
what's going to happen like the next time there's like an election and and all this other stuff. But yeah, I'm so over it.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
sis
I do
is
find it
still trying to
interesting.
get money from me.
I know, and she definitely is going to run again. I feel, and if she does, I
Yeah.
think that she'll have a better leg to stand on because she's not in that gray area where she is trying to separate herself from President Biden, but not throw him under the bus. That hampered her during the election. I'd say she did remain loyal, and I have to give her credit. She was in an impossible situation, and it was a lot closer than what a lot of folks thought. Trump won a lot of states, but there were some narrow margins there, despite the fact that 16 million less people voted for the Democratic candidate versus the Republican candidate. So she's gonna force to be reckoned with. And who are they gonna
Yeah.
counter with? JD Vance? Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm just, I think it's nice that, like Soleil was saying, people are using this as a outlet and we're not having more violent outburst over the results. And this is a nice, calm, collected way for people to be able to get out their frustrations, if that's what they have over the election. So that's what I got for that. No more politics. Last of the politics. That's out the way. Um,
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
so this one was crazy to me. I was reading up on this. So this came out not too long ago. A woman found out that she was switched at birth, and this was back in 1965. It took place in Norway, and they just now found out. It took them 6 decades to find out, and so now the mother of the child and the two women who were switched are being suing the state or the country, I should say, for breach of rights. One was born on February 14th, 1965, the other the following day on February 15th. And it turns out that the police department or the country, they discovered this when they were teenagers. They knew about it, but they covered it up, I guess, just to keep the peace. And now the mom is 79, 78, and the kids are 59. And they're just now finding out that the kids were switched at birth. I just found that crazy. So Eric, you might have been switched.
My hospital where I was born at was so small, bro. The chances of me being switched are slim to none. But that's crazy though. You go through your whole life, thinking that your parents are your parents, and then you find out with 60 years later, roughly
Hmm.
60 years later, that your parents aren't your parents. Man, how in the world would I know I would feel a certain way, about that. It also would explain a lot of weird things that happen in my family too, on why I seem to be so different than the majority of my family members. But can you guys imagine going through your whole life, and then come to find out that your parents, oh Lord, okay, James. But no, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Soleil, what if you found out that your parents weren't your parents?
See, I grew up thinking that I was switched at birth or adopted or something. Like
Really?
my father is like the blackest of the blackest men ever. And
What's that mean?
I mean he's like he's okay. He's black. He's like that.
Okay.
Or
Wow.
he was black. He passed away when I was 3. But yeah, we look nothing alike. My mother, I do look like my mother. Um, but like I'm the only one. I have green eyes. I'm the only one in my family with green eyes. Like no siblings, no grandparents, great grandparents. Nobody else has ever had green eyes. So I had a lot of reasons to believe that I was switched or adopted. But did the parents find out when they were teenagers that the switch was made and just didn't say anything?
So from the article, it says that one of the parents did find out when they were teenagers, but the one that's suing, she had no idea until recently. Um, and so I assume that they kept that information from them, maybe didn't want to blow up the family. How, as far as, so would you guys still feel that connection with them as your original family? Would you still feel like your family, or would you feel like, nah, it's
I
not the
mean,
same anymore?
you have 59 years of memories that you can't get rid of it. You've seen births and deaths and graduations and, getting your driver's license, getting married, having a kid, their grandkids, like all these things. So, you can't get rid of those. But I can understand why she would be mad. But what's the remedy? Like, okay, you're suing.
You
What
get
are you going
money.
to get out of it? She's suing for money. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I might do that.
For
Yeah.
That's got to be a
breach of
lot of
rights.
that's got to be a lot of pain and anguish. And I'm going to assume. Did you say one set of parents knew?
Yes, according to the article, one set of parents knew since they were teenagers. The other set did not.
Well, I feel bad for the parents that didn't know, and the parents that did know, they did have the option of telling them. How do you sit on that information basically for a lifetime and
Yeah.
not tell someone? I can understand that you grew an attachment to the child who you thought was yours. You didn't want to make them feel a certain way, but that's kind of messed up though. What if there was a situation where an organ needed to be donated or something like that, and now you're sitting
Eric,
around. Yo,
as the only parent on this show right now, what would you have done
You
if you
found out.
one of your kids, it was you switched at birth and now they're 15, 16, or when they were 15, 16 years old, you found out they were switched.
it would have been easy for me because I was adopted. So it would have been easy for
Hmm.
me to tell my kids. Now, my adoption situation, I knew who my parents were. My parents, um, well, my mom specifically was on drugs. So she took us from Chicago and moved us to Detroit without my dad knowing
Mm.
about. And then she just dropped us off at my grandma's house, and then she just went about her merry way. So
Hmm.
it would have been easy for me to tell a kid, because just because you're not blood doesn't mean that you still can't love that child as if that child was your blood.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's a good point. Um, James brought up a point before suing. Need to know what the other kid is like, and then I would
We'll
not
get
be
there.
able to give back the baby I raised. I guess that brings up another question though. Of so if it ends up it's not your blood child and the other family wants that child, you don't really have a choice, do you? Like if someone wants their kid back, like yes, you raised them, but if
Yeah.
they were switched at birth, like hey, I want my actual child back, like how's that
You know
work?
what? At that point, you got to take the child's feelings into consideration too. We're talking like when they first found out and they're teenagers. The child's got to have some input. I can understand Shay's point that if you raise the child up until like the teenager is, hell, the hard part's done. Everything else is gets easier, but just because you tell them who the parents are, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to give them up. 'Cause
Right.
that's a big change for both households.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, what if one of them was like a genius, like a member of Mensa, and working at NASA or something, and the other one was 50 years old, working. Well, I don't know.
Doing nothing
But
with their lives.
yeah, doing nothing with their
It's a good
lives.
movie plot. It's a good movie
Yeah.
plot, and nothing else. So that was interesting. So I only got a couple more for you guys. So the next thing I found out was there was a group of 43 monkeys that escaped from South Carolina in a lab called Alpha Genesis. It's about 60 miles west of Charleston. It turns out that once they looked into it, the caretaker didn't lock the doors, and I guess monkeys have hands, so they were able to open it, and they got out. But the police department, while they said for the locals to lock your doors and your windows and be careful, they said you don't have to worry. The monkeys were too young to be to carry any diseases. They weren't actually worked on yet, and that so the public is safe if for some reason they did come into contact with those monkeys. But there's still 13 on the loose. They only caught 30 of them. There's still 13 of them out right there on the loose. So I thought that was another crazy headline, and I just want to say this is how Planet of the Apes. I'm pretty sure this is the plot and how it started.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I think it's very. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Soleil.
No, go ahead, Eric. My bad.
You know what? I just have so many different things that I was thinking of. First of all, you said this was from the government, right?
Yeah, it's in a lab called Alpha Genesis. It was they were 43 female monkeys, about 6 to 7 pounds. It said that, but they hadn't started testing on them yet.
Alpha Genesis.
They said they stated,
yeah, whatever.
Whatever what they said.
Whatever. They can't even get a damn election results, right? So how the hell they're not gonna tell us if they were? What the hell do they need with that many monkeys? First of all.
Yeah. What are they testing them for?
I can only assume that the fact that they stated you don't have to worry about them having any diseases, that they're probably testing them by, using infectious diseases to see if they can cure humans with them, is what I would imagine. If you can cure a monkey, maybe you can cure a human.
Like the damn T virus. That's probably how COVID got started.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
It's whenever the government says you don't have to be afraid of something, be afraid.
Yeah.
That's a good point. All right. And so last thing I got for you guys is this took place on October 14th, but over $300,000 worth of gourmet cheese was stolen in France. It was known as the Great Cheese Robbery.
Very original.
But so this took place, and they said that this is something not necessarily cheese, but you could see it with cheese. It's actually happening more and more often that groups of criminals are coming together and they're stealing things like cheese because the price of food is going up so high now that they're able to resell it on the black market and make a pretty penny off of it. And it's stuff like cheese. So who's going to look into that? And it's a lot harder to track.
Well, as the resident French person on the show, it's la fromage. That's cheese. Hey, French cheese is good. I've been there. I love it. It's good stuff. It's worth stealing $300,000 worth of cheese.
Don't they have bridge cards in France? Can't they just swipe and get the cheese?
Well, no, they're selling it for money.
Yeah, they're reselling it. They're saying to be wary if you're in the local area, that if you see some cheese on the down low, it probably was not acquired in the right way, which I don't know where you're shopping that you're just getting cheese on the side. But
they should have they should have got French butter. French butter is where it's at. Oh, there's the toilet, man.
Here it is.
I got a question. I asked a question in chat. I never saw it come up. Back to this monkey for a second. These monkeys, did they vote?
Wait, what is? Look, you made Eric's entire setup fall over. I,
Dang, Eric.
is that a racial slur, sir? I'm not sure.
Not at all. I just want to know, were their votes counted before they got returned to wherever they went to? That's all I want to know.
Look, I will not take part in anything that could come off as a racial slur.
It was your story, sir. I'm just trying to find out if their votes was counted because I think South Carolina should have went blue. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt they counted those Planet of the Apes monkeys. So there's still 13 out there that they haven't found. So if weird things start happening, you start seeing an uprising in South Carolina. You heard it here first.
What happened to Eric though? That's all I want to know.
You came in and you practically killed him.
You're what happened. I knocked my camera over.
So that's all. I didn't want to overstep you guys. Do you guys have any wacky events? If not, we can go ahead and head into some memories of the holidays that we've got upcoming.
Are you gonna hang out?
Events.
You gonna hang out for this, James?
I'll hang out for a minute. I gave you my information, so I can just say mine whenever it comes to me.
Are you on the toilet or no?
I have a picture to show you.
No,
Patrick.
I've told them about it.
Yeah, I sent this very special picture to Patrick only, but I can definitely share in our chat.
No. I definitely know one thing that I can get you for Christmas, James, that I help you.
A razor?
Some Cheerios?
You know what? The Cheerios is a good idea. Yeah, but I'm thinking about, maybe a manscaping kit.
There you go.
It was just my legs.
That was disgusting.
Have smooth legs.
Man. That was disgusting.
I'll share it to our page.
No.
Shay, back me up. That was disgusting.
Oh gosh. All right. So I'll start off as the one running the show. Just because you popped in here doesn't mean you get to run the show. Now I'm still in control here. Got all.
I'm an Indian. You're the chief. You're the chief. I'm an Indian.
I think they're called Native Americans now. That's offensive. All right.
Exactly. Come on.
James going after everybody.
I'll start off with we're gonna get into holiday memories. I'll start off of some memories that I have had. I'll just do one or two now, and then we can go around. A memory that I have.
Yes.
It was. So I'm gonna start off with this one, and my mom's gonna know what memory this is specifically. But so a memory for Thanksgiving that I have, and this actually took place after Thanksgiving, but whenever I think of Thanksgiving, always the first thing that comes to mind for me is one year, my mom, I believe it was my mom, had made a turkey. She makes great turkeys. And about a week or maybe 2 weeks or I don't know, maybe 6 months had gone by, and we still hadn't gotten rid of the turkey. We still had this old turkey in this super old juice that had just built up. It was probably smelling up the entire house at this point. And we just got to the point where we're like, we need to get rid of this. This is nasty. This is disgusting. So my mom and I had to be like 12 at the time, maybe 13. My mom and she decided she was going to hold this pan, this big old pan we had that had the turkey in it. And I was going to hold the trash bag open. And all she had to do was pour the turkey and the juice into the trash bag. And that was her one job. It went all over me. I don't think any of I still have this conversation with this steward to this day. I don't think any of it even got in the trash bag. She dumped it all over me. She dumped this smelly old turkey juice and turkey all over my legs, all over everything I was wearing. None of it got in the bag. It was smelly. It was disgusting. And it's always the first thing I think of whenever a story from Thanksgiving comes up. So that's my memory of Thanksgiving. That's what comes up. What do you have, Soleil? Maybe you have something happier than that.
I don't. So like for me, the holidays are a little tricky, but when I was younger, it was always great to go over to my grandparents' house. The food was always amazing. One time, my face did get lit on fire by my auntie's cigarette. She burnt me like on the side of my face by mistake. Um, and I had to go back to school for like I don't know 4 or 6 weeks with this burn mark on my face or whatever. Um, but yeah, I enjoy those times. Now my grandparents are deceased, my mother's deceased, aunt deceased. So and now I live in Vegas and I have family all over the country. So we don't get together as much, but I do cherish those times that we had the music, listening to old folk music, and the food was always great, and helping my mom in the kitchen make her dinner rolls and the stuffing and stuff. So I cherish those memories and I miss those times. Minus getting
Okay.
my face burnt.
Yeah, understandably. How about yourself, Eric? You got any? Can you bring up this mood? Do you have any happy memories?
Well, I'm not gonna say it's a happy memory, but it sure was funny. Um, when I was a kid, maybe about like 6 or 7 years old, we had drove down to Chicago for Thanksgiving, and my sister Angie and my cousin DeCoven got into a fight because DeCoven took a raw chitlin and put it down my sister's blouse. Now my shut up. I wonder who could have made that comment. So what wound up happening? It was just like a pure six brawl. My sister, about like 5'8", 5'9", real stocky. My cousin DeCoven was about my height, slim. Angie took him and she tossed him across the kitchen, grabbed some chitlins out of the pail and rubbed it all in his face.
Oh my.
And it was like a pure six brawl.
A pure six, bro? Is
A
that what it's
pure
called?
six brawl. Yes,
A pure six.
pure, yeah, whatever you want to call it. It was a brawl. It was funny as shit to me.
A pure, yeah, pure six.
it
Well,
it
the
was it
first,
was. Hmm?
I was just saying your first mistake was serving chitlins. No wonder why you got in a fight.
Hey,
Disgusting.
hey, you know what? Another person's treasure is another person's garbage. That almost went off the rails pretty fast.
Well, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
that
where you
that
going
was
there?
backwards.
That
All right.
that's a funny memory to me.
Okay, that's a
That's a
good
good
one.
one.
What do you got, sir? Our resident guest for today.
Well,
Well, I was
before
sitting
I
on the
answer
toilet
that,
back in the day.
your your mom asked, "How about the Thanksgiving you couldn't eat? What stands out more, Prince?"
The juice stands out more. The Thanksgiving I couldn't eat, that's gone and over with. It was just one time. The juice still stands out more.
The smell of the juices sticks with you. So
Yeah.
so Shay said her Thanksgiving memories us traveling to Savannah. It was our first year moving to Georgia. We moved here in July, beginning of July, and Thanksgiving came around and it was just the three of us. It's like, dang, no family, family are getting together on, up in Michigan. And we're like, all right, we got to do something. So we drove over to Savannah and was looking around for somewhere to eat because we wanted, our turkey dinner, and everything was closed. There was two options we had. One was a gas station, so gas station food,
Hmm.
or two was Cracker Barrel. So we decided we've never eaten at Cracker Barrel. Let's have Cracker Barrel. It was the worst food ever. It I personally think it just was our experience because that's all we had to eat. It took us over 10 years before we went back to Cracker Barrel. It was
Wow.
it
Yeah.
was just not good. Yeah, we called people, wishing them a happy Thanksgiving, and they're at home having a good old time, and we're in our little hotel eating our Cracker Barrel food. So, yeah, that was Shay's memory. For me, my memory is very similar to yours, Soleil, minus my face getting caught on fire. We lived in a two-family flat, in Detroit growing up. And my grandmother, my father's mother used to live below us. So all of the kids, her kids, my aunts and uncles and their kids would come over to her house and we'll just have, family dinner there. So just seeing all the aunts and uncles coming over and who are all gone now. There was 10 of them, including my dad. They're all gone now. So just kind of reflecting back on that and just, watching the Lions play at noon, watching the Cowboys play at 4, that was cool. Yeah, that's my memory.
Yeah, I think the best part of the holidays is just getting to see family that you haven't been able to see in such a long time, and just being able to enjoy the company of them. So, and I did say I had another bonus memory I wanted to give. I didn't give this one at first, but see if you see a common theme with some of the memories that stick out to me from the holidays in particular. So this holiday already passed, but I figured it was memorable enough that I had to mention it. This one is from Halloween. So this Halloween, I had to be, I don't know, at most 5, maybe 6 years old. And I don't know, I decided to dress up as the Grim Reaper. I wanted to be something scary. Uh, so I, no, 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 come on back. I have the power. He tried to run. So I decided to dress up as the Grim Reaper. And there was this, my parents were driving me around, and there was this house that was way back in the country. Probably shouldn't have even walked up to it by myself. Probably could have get kidnapped, and there was nothing they could have done about it. But decided to go up to it anyway. I had to track through this front yard that was like a mile long. Finally get up there, trick or treat. I don't even know if they answered. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Whatever. I turn around and I start the long dark trek back. And my parents are in the cozy car. It's Halloween in Michigan, so it's probably freezing cold in the cozy car. And all of a sudden, the window rolls down, and I just hear, the pumpkin's moving, the pumpkin's moving. And not only that, they drive off. He just hits the gas, and he just takes off.
Wow.
And I'm like, and as a 5-year-old, you just see your parents just take off in the car down the road. And I'm just like, what do I run after the car? I'm screaming, I'm crying. Oh God, no, don't get me. I think I'm about to get kidnapped. I don't know if I'm ever going to be alive again. Fortunately, after making me run like 2 blocks down the road, they stop. I'm able to catch up. I'm able to catch up to the car. I
Don't
get in.
listen to this.
And
Don't
then
listen to this.
I'm bawling in the car. And as I'm bawling in the car, my 2 parents, 2 loving parents, all they're doing is just bawling, laughing. They can't even contain themselves. They're just laughing over my tears because I thought that was it for me. And that's probably the biggest Halloween.
Hold on. I gotta set the record straight. Shay is in the comments. She can back me up on this. First of all, you were 7 or 8. First of all, not that it's a big difference, but you were over.
Oh, yeah. 7 or 8. I was a girl.
Second of all, I did not roll the window down. You left the door open, so I yelled out the open door that the pumpkin was moving. Third of all, we did not go drive down the street 2 blocks. I just hit the gas a little bit and stopped. So I moved up maybe 2 feet. That's it. So you didn't have far to run down the driveway, but you didn't have to chase the car. So that's
how was he going to catch the car? How was he going to catch
the car? He wasn't. I didn't drive away like that. But he was the Grim Reaper, and his face was covered, so you couldn't see his face. It was totally blacked out. And all we heard was whimpering. The Grim Reaper was crying in the back seat. So we stopped. We waited for him. And the pumpkin did kind of move. Those pumpkin bags that people stuff leaves in? It was one of those. And the leaves was rustling, so he really thought the pumpkin was moving. And I thought I saw it moving in my defense. All right. I'm not wearing my glasses.
So before anybody answers or says anything, when it comes to you driving off and leaving people, James, your credibility is very, very bad.
He's done it before.
Yes.
Okay. Shall I tell the story?
Please.
Is this podcast appropriate?
Everything's podcast appropriate on the Ear Hustling podcast.
So, Princeton, I don't even know if you know this story, but a long time ago, I met this young lady, and the plan was that we were supposed to go to the hotel and do some things.
Whoa.
Well, and I'm just getting right to the point. The entire way there, she was complaining about X, Y, and Z, whatever it was she was complaining about, just killing the mood. So I decided that I kind of had enough and we wasn't going to the hotel. So I stopped at a gas station and I was like, hey, do me a favor. Can you, here's 25 cents. This is a long time ago. I was like, can you run in and grab me a newspaper? And she was like, yeah. So she went in and got the newspaper. And while she was in, I drove off.
No, James.
I was young. This is way before I met you, even Soleil. So it was a long time ago.
Oh,
Before I met,
man.
I think before I met Eric, I think.
No, we knew each other.
Oh, yes, you was a bad influence. So it's all
Eric, do
Eric's
about
fault.
the story.
Hey, I wasn't there.
Man.
But
Well,
is that the first and only time you ever did that?
To my recollection, yes.
No. Hell, I remember one time we were on a double date. I had to stop you from doing it.
We're running up close on time. I think I heard Percy say at the beginning that he wants to keep it an hour. So, Percy,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
your name, sir?
Oh, to be
a
continued.
repeat
To
of
be
Fender is
continued.
crazy, but
That's
a
crazy.
repeat of
Well, you
Fender
know
is
what?
fine.
Lucky her, because she didn't get to see those legs that I got to see today. So
Yeah, she gets to see those.
lucky her.
All right. Well, as
My thumb.
they call me, as
Your
they call
thumb?
me, Mr.
Yes?
Consistency, I'm going to try and keep us at an hour, like I promised. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping things up. I don't know which one we usually do first. Are we going to go with this day in history or Soleil's picks? Who wants to go first, Eric or Soleil?
Doesn't matter.
I'll go.
Soleil, I'll let you choose.
Yeah. I'll go.
Okay.
So we're back. It's been a month since I've really been on the show with my picks. I'm 9-5-1 for the year. So here are my picks for this weekend. So I have Washington -3.5 versus the Bruins, UCLA, in college football. I have the Pittsburgh Panthers +10 versus Clemson. That means they could win outright or they could lose within 10 points, and I win the bet. I have the Steelers +3 versus Baltimore Ravens. And then for the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, I went ahead and went with Mike. He was +170. Jake Paul is the heavy favorite at -210. So I want to make some money on that on that bet. So Tyson got to come through for me, +170. Yeah, there you go. Those are my picks for this week.
Very nice.
How much do you win on a +170 bet? Like, let's say you put 10 down and Tyson were to win.
That would be.
Would it be basically for every dollar you bet, you win $1.70? Is that how that goes?
For 10, it would be about $24. So for 100, that'd be 170. Yeah, 170.
That's when I put 5 in, you put 5 in.
I'm not banking on that old man winning.
Well, then bet against him. Bet that he wins.
Well, you're not going to win as much
money in that.
He's the underdog. So
yeah.
Hey, well, we'll find out. We'll see. The way I figure those call boys, if the money's right, they don't care about winning. They're businessmen.
All right.
That's a very good point. That's why I said it's a scam. So you got this day in history, Eric?
Yes, I do. I've got a couple of things. And I know that I'm going to hear some flack from James because I'm going way, way back. But who really cares what James thinks? He's a guest. So in 1792, the cornerstone was laid for the White House on this day in history. So they had just started constructing the White House.
How long did it take you?
It took me about, I don't know, let me see, Black people building a White House. We weren't Hispanic. It took the White House about 6 years to be constructed.
If y'all would, never mind.
No, if we were what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Wow, good. James.
Good. Keep it that way. Also, back in 2019, Simone Biles became the most decorated gymnast in the history of the sport. Yeah, Simone Biles.
All right.
Well, however you guys know what I'm talking about, the little petite little black girl. But she became the most decorated gymnast in Olympic history back in 2019 when she won her 29th medal in professional competition. And finally, matter of fact, this was just last year, Microsoft purchased the rights of Call of Duty from Activision for $69 billion, completing one of the biggest buyouts in gaming history.
And that's why it sucks this year?
Says who?
I don't know.
You play Call
it's a
of Duty?
joke.
Okay.
It's a
You
joke.
play Call of
It's a
Duty,
joke.
James?
Yes.
Yeah, James do. I haven't played it in like 10 years.
I always thought you was just strictly a sports guy.
That's the only exception.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got one last segment to run it off, and it's going to be spitballing. So let me switch it to full screen for the person doing it. Oh, it's me. Okay. Hey, there it is. All right. So this week in spitballing, I've got to talk about the holidays. It's the holiday season, so I figured I'd talk about them some more. It's a scam, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You guys are getting scammed out of your money. The only reason holidays were invented was for retail. These retail companies, you're eating out of their hand. What is with this conception that we have that you have to get every single person you know, every niece, every nephew a gift? Like, we're just doing it just for the fact that you do it. And then they guilt trip you. You know that you have to get them a gift, because if someone gets you a gift and you don't, now you feel like an asshole. So I think going forward, we need to make it more open and more realistic that we don't get anybody gifts. You don't give no coworkers, no white elephants, not your wife, not your husband, not your little kids. We just got to stop giving gifts, because we got to show these retailers that we are not to be fooled by them, and that we're not going to give in each holiday season and waste all our money. So make it normal to stop giving gifts. I'm going to put it out there. Nobody's getting a gift from me this year. All right, just make it. So there you go.
If you're broke, just say it.
Whoa. I got two things to say, and I know we're not supposed to comment on spitballing, but you show them next year. I want my gift this year. And why didn't you say this when you were 10? That's all I got to say. I'm done.
We gotta make a stand. It's a statement. We gotta stand together. I mean, not you and Mom. You guys don't have to make the stand, but I'm making a stand this year.
Do it in a milestone year, 2025.
So if I'm not mistaken, you're trying to tell me that you're not going to get your parents anything for Christmas? I'm just asking for a friend.
No, we have to. It's not about not giving a present. It's about making a stand. You guys don't get it. You're not getting the message. See, they've already infiltrated your minds.
Princeton, I got a great idea. Give them their gift on the 24th, so then it won't be a Christmas present.
What do you think about that?
I think you're one of them. So, anyways, that wraps it up. Thank you guys for a wonderful show. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell everybody about us. What you got, Eric? You look like you wanted to say one last thing.
Yeah, you need to tell them about our schedule for the next 2 weeks.
He's a deer in headlights. First of all, I'm glad I was off this week. That's what I do want to say. But the next 2 weeks we are off for the holidays. We'll be back on December the 4th.
Yeah.
That was
there you go.
That was that line.
Yeah.
I wish y'all had pictures or video of that.
Oh, I wish we did.
No. That's never gonna come up. That's never gonna come up again. So I believe it's been a long time since I've said this, but I believe it's from our mouths to your ears. I don't have a hi mom sign, but you can picture me holding it right here. Take it easy,
Patrick,
everyone.
Feel better, Patrick.
Bye.